Today, Bitcoin drops to $67,000 as Election Day in America approaches. And Richardson of Exodus weighs in on the final push from crypto interest groups to get voters to the polls. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Mackenzie Sigalos. Crypto markets are mixed this morning as we enter the final day before the 2024 election. As of noon Eastern, Bitcoin slipped by more than 0.5%, trading at $67,700. Ether fell more than 1% to $2,412, while Solana gained 0.4%, trading at $160. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. A World Liberty Financial filing to the SEC reveals that the Trump-backed crypto project plans to sell the vast majority of its tokens to non-US investors. Now, the disclosure filed to the agency last week says that the company only plans to sell $30 million in tokens before terminating sales in the US. This is out of a total offering amount of more than $288 million in tokens. Now, as of this morning, according to World Liberty's tracker, about $14.7 million worth of WLFI tokens have been sold. The project's tokens became available to accredited investors just 3 weeks before Election Day. And while the project isn't tied to the Trump campaign, he has been spending the months leading up to the election courting voters that see crypto as a ballot issue. All right, for our main story, let's stay focused on the election. We're just a day away from the general here in the US, and everyone is in their final push to get their candidates across the finish line. That includes crypto groups, which have poured millions into races across the country. I spoke with Richardson, CEO of Exodus, to see how the industry feels about this final stretch before Election Day. So we're a day away from the election. What are you looking out for on the crypto front? You personally have donated. Your company has donated. Is there a particular race that you are paying attention to?
The one that I'm most excited about and paying close attention to is, of course, the presidential election. I mean, here we are. We saw Trump come down to the Nashville Bitcoin conference and make a lot of bold promises to our community, to our industry. Specifically keep putting Bitcoin in the strategic national reserve, creating a committee of industry executives to help influence strategy in the United States, and making bold SEC reform. So that's the one that I am most personally excited about.
And one of the big promises that Trump made during that visit to Nashville was that he was going to unseat Chair Gensler from the SEC. A lot of people within the crypto sector are very enthused about that campaign promise. What stands out to you? You mentioned the stockpile. You mentioned other campaign trail missives that Trump has put forward. But what do you really think makes him the standout candidate in this White House run?
Like I said, just the fact that Trump has embraced our industry, again, coming down to the conference and giving such a great and bold speech, that's what stands out. And of course, even keeping Bitcoin in the strategic national reserve, I mean, that's a really big deal. The United States does that, then surely other nations around the world are going to follow as well. So, I mean, I think these promises are really big and historic.
And in terms of your personal donation, how much have you given and to which PAC?
Yeah, I gave $844,000 to Trump 47.
Now, a lot of people, especially this summer, pegged to that appearance that Trump made in Nashville, gave him a lot of support. But we've seen more names from the crypto industry. I'm thinking about Chris Larson, the Ripple co-founder, start to give to the Kamala Harris camp. In terms of your read of the situation, do you think that this is a win-win for crypto, or are you worried about what a Harris administration might mean for the industry more broadly?
Look, early on, I was really concerned about what would happen with the Harris administration, and I personally reached out to some contacts over at the administration saying that if they would step up and also offer bold reform like Trump has, then I would offer that same donation over to the Harris administration, but that didn't happen. Fortunately, I think that Harris has at least aligned herself with crypto allies like Mark Cuban, and I think that if Harris were to ultimately win, I think again Mark Cuban being a big crypto proponent could be a benefit to the Harris administration.
And you said that Exodus has donated over $1 million to Fairshake?
To stand with crypto.
To Stand with Crypto. Okay. So Stand with Crypto is a C4 affiliated with Coinbase, but that organization, along with the Fair Shake PAC and its affiliated committees, is really focused on these down ballot races, looking to support House and Senate candidates so that they can build out a Congress that would essentially vote through positive pro-crypto legislation, or at least give some sort of framework. How important are those races? Are you looking at the the Sherrod Brown race in Ohio? Are you looking at Arizona, at Michigan, at a lot of these other races that Stand with Crypto is deemed to be essential to putting forward a crypto agenda in this next congressional session?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, a lot of people are really paying attention to those races. I'm not paying as much as attention. And that's why I'm supporting industries like Stand with Crypto. Again, my focus is mostly on the presidential election, but absolutely, to your point, there's a lot of important races happening in, like you said, down ballot for sure.
So you're running a crypto business. How are you feeling heading into 2025, depending on who wins?
I feel incredibly bullish regardless of who wins. But absolutely, if Trump wins, then I feel more bullish. But I think even if Kamala wins, I think long-term crypto is still going to prevail, and it's going to be exciting to watch.
So we saw a push for people to self-custody crypto during the banking crisis of 2023 with the collapse of SVB and Silvergate, as well as signature banks. Would you expect that anything like that could happen if crypto as an industry is unhappy with who wins tomorrow's election?
I don't think in the short term that's going to influence any of the aspects of self-custody in the short term, but I think long term, of course, absolutely. Consumers want to have control of their assets, and as you mentioned with what's happened with the banks, and even if you look back to what happened with FTX in 2022, consumers absolutely care about controlling their assets. And I think long term that trend will continue.
Okay, that's all for Crypto World today, but we'll be back again tomorrow, and we'll see you then.